Forest roads present another urgent reason for restoration. Since the 1950s, the U.S. Forest Service has built more than 360,000 miles of roads, mainly for logging and fire suppression. Some roads do serve public purposes, but unmaintained or abandoned roads all too often lead to ecological disaster.
You know, as bad as roads are in and of themselves, when you quit maintaining a road system, when you quit going in and cleaning out culverts, for example, when roads start slipping off into stream systems, the problems just get worse and worse. And, you know, often sort of an end result of this can be landslides and big events where you can wipe out stream systems, wipe out the fisheries of an entire watershed.
30 years of building and all these roads, and then they don't maintain them. To me, you either have to maintain a road or you have to get rid of it. I mean, you can't dump the amount of mud and crap into these streams, let this stuff just keep piling in. I've lived here all my life, and I've seen how the fishing has declined over the years. You know, early 60s, 70s, when I was a kid running around here, you could catch fish in every little stream there was, and now you have trouble catching fish, and I want to bring my grandkids out here and catch a whole bunch.
The Forest Service estimates it has a $10 billion backlog of forest road maintenance to do. But many miles of Forest Service roads are no longer used for their original purpose. They actually fragment wildlife habitat. They do not need maintenance. They need to be removed. In the Hells Canyon Wallowa ecosystem, there are enough roads that if they were straightened out and linked together, one could drive the distance from eastern Oregon to the home of the Beatles in Liverpool, England, and back.
If we want to, see more habitat connectivity with species like the grizzly bear or the wolf, then I think restoration is going to be play a more important role across the landscape. And it's going to include things like stream restoration work, dealing with weeds and invasive species, dealing with roads, seeing more road removal and road decommissioning.
Just across from Hells Canyon, the Nez Perce tribe is working with the Clearwater National Forest and local contractors to remove failing roads from the landscape.
Well, when I first started coming from a timber-based community, I mean, it kind of stuck in my craw. And then the first obliterated road I discovered was the opening day of hunting season, when I pulled up to my favorite hunting road, and it's gone and stacked full of brush, and I was pretty upset.
Well, the roads that we're standing on right now that were built in the 50s were built with log culverts and slash crossings in some cases, and 50 years later those crossings have completely collapsed and the roads are actually functioning as dams, and the fish can't migrate up to what would have been primarily rearing habitat.
The restoration work restores crucial salmon streams, reconnects wildlife habitats, and brings much-needed income to rural communities.
I'm standing on what was the center of the road. Everything below me was either part of the road or part of the fill slope. In order to get the channel to natural grade, we dug out all of that material, and now it's on either side of the stream crossing.
And then, people think, we're taking away the roads, it's an access issue, but after you get into it and see what is really out here, it really makes sense to do this. And I feel real good about what I do now, and I really think it's making a difference in our watershed. And Becca and David, they went up the other day up Doe Creek, and they said they saw trout hanging out underneath one of my log weirs, so that makes me feel good.